how do we correct it? I mean, we're looking in a day and age where women are earning more money, so they're not even finding that they want to be married because they're like, look, I can provide for myself. I don't need you to get me no credit card, no bank account, and get me a house. I can do this all on my own. What are you seeing in your practice?
That's one of the issues, is that we have very old school mindsets when it comes to marriage and dating, that the man is the provider. But if we look at society, men are not in college. All right. My daughter's at Howard. When I was walking around campus, it was like 10, 11 to 1, right? Male to female. And some of the men weren't heterosexual. So
Yeah.
so if you start looking at college being a launching pad, and you know black women do, they go out and get an advanced degree. And then they go become an influencer. Then they do a podcast. Then they start flipping homes because of that sisterhood, right? So they're continuing to level up, whereas men tend to have now less education, right? The factory is not really a thing where men go and earn all this money. And then men are lone wolves. They're not doing the same thing as a sisterhood, bringing their sisters along in this money journey. So you put that in a modern day marriage where the woman is out earning or equally earning for the man, and we still have the woman wanting to do chores. We still have I make the final decisions. We still have the man wanting to be provider, but he's not. So there's that. So the couples who've succeeded have just thrown those rules away and said, let's deal with our marriage based on what's really coming in this house and the gender roles that we both want to play.
Yeah. You said in one of your videos, because you create so much content around relationships, around dating, one of your books is the ring formula. I think I even did a course, Chad, when I was trying to get me a ring, Chad. I told him before we started, I said, I don't think that's my mission no more, Doc. Listen.
We're going to see. We're going to see.
We're going to see.
Right.
But one of those things that you talk about is that men want things that they aren't asking for. And what is the thing that men really want in relationships that they're afraid to ask for?
HELP.
Help.
All right. So here's what's happening. Single men are looking at the married man across the street, and they're watching that married man level up. They're watching Thanksgiving, cars pull up to his house because of the combined family Thanksgiving. They're looking at the dog, the picket fence, the dad taking the son to soccer, to basketball. They're looking at them, especially if we're talking about high income earners, flipping houses, buying restaurants, buying laundromats, right? 2 is better than 1, for they get better return for their labor. And they're watching him level up while they stay the same. While women are coming in and out of his life, they admire the LeBron James. They admire, you want me to keep it Atlanta, Gucci Man. Made a mistake, even had some mental health projects, but went back and leveled up even more once he improved with Keisha. They look at Jay-Z. So they look at Obama, right? They're looking Steph Curry. And these men who are married to really talented women and figuring this thing out have an advantage over me. And they secretly want that type of woman for themselves, but they can't say it, except to other married men. So amongst men, they'll say, I don't want to get married, right? It's like, what if you could find a good one? Oh, yeah. But it's no good ones, right? But they do want great women because married men are happier, healthier, and wealthier. You marry, especially talking about a talented sister, she's going to level you up.
Yeah.
She's going to level you up.
But then, Doc, the conversation switches when we talk about women in marriage because the stats aren't the same for women, right?
To a degree. I have to be honest. To a
Go
degree.
ahead and scratch your head, Doc.
To a degree. All right. So men who adapt.
Yeah.
All right. So marriage does take about 8 to 10 years off of married women. Right? So the marital benefit is for men.
No. Wait. You said it takes 8 to 10 years off of a woman's life.
Yes. So anyone
married.
watching this and knows me, they'll say, but Doc, what about the benefit for wives? I'd rather be single than a wife because it seems like these wives are losing about a decade, all right, in dysfunctional relationships or in relationships where the wife is saying, this is too much. I'm bringing home the bacon. I'm having to take care of the kids. I might even be taking care of a blended family, taking care of our aging family,
Yeah.
still doing the PTA, still working out, still helping you out, still dealing with your stuff, right? This is harder than my single girlfriend who just has to manage herself and not deal with all of the issues. So what happens is that men realize, so the marriages that are working, they realize this is not my dad or my grandfather's marriage. We're going to adjust the marriage according to the skill so that we're both mutually satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
See, when the wife feels like this marriage is harder for me than for you, you're going to work, you're watching football, you're doing whatever you want to do while I'm cooking, cleaning, doing chores, taking the kids here, doing homework. No, that doesn't work when we had the same job.
Yeah.
We work in the same hours. So couples actually adjust. Mecca and I have adjusted.
Yeah, because at one point, Mecca was home with the babies, and
Yeah.
then she recently, over the last 2 years, went back into
And
sales.
I love it too, boy. My health insurance is amazing, right? I told her every time I go to the doctor, I say, thank you, Mecca. I love you, right? Because I was bankrolling the whole family on Entrepreneur, you know, that
Yeah,
marketplace.
and that becomes a very
That marketplace
up and down.
insurance is poo-poo, right? I'm here to say it's poo-poo, right? I was like, oh, this Anthem Gold gonna be great. And they're like $1,500. What's the point of having it? It's a deductible, all right? And so now I go $40.
Yeah.
I can pick any doctor I want,
Yeah.
right? They sent me a little slip the other day. If you have surgery, you can pick the surgeon.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? I
Yeah.
said, girl, I love you, right? Anything you need to be #1 in sales, I'll take care of it, right? I love it. I love it. You laughing. I'm dead serious.
Well, because
I called her boss. I said, she could be doing more. She could. I see her on her phone too much. You can get more out of her. I want to make sure she's good.
Do you need another call?
Right.
Let me help
we
you.
can get about $10,000 more if you get off Instagram.
I mean, it's so real, right? But that is the ebb and flow of relationships. I just had Glenn Henry on the show,
Okay.
and he talked about fatherhood and how fatherhood has shaped him and changed him. And in the beginning of his marriage, he was not the breadwinner, and he became a stay-at-home father, and then, of course, built this multi-million-dollar, business through showcasing fatherhood. I mean, when we look at relationships, we have to be in it for the long haul because there's ebbs and flows. One season you may be the provider and the breadwinner. The next season you may not be.
Right. But you have to be real with yourself. I'm cool with Mecca making about what I make, a little bit more. But if she made a lot more, oh, no, I have to step it up. Who making love to who? I just can't do it.
So it would fuel you.
It would fuel me, but you have to also be secure. So if we're being serious, I have the luxury of being able to make the money I want to make, right? Like I have control over it. I don't have a ceiling, right? So I can think bigger. But if I felt like I was in a box, I would be just as insecure as other brothers because black men in general want to provide. I want Mecca to be able to say, I want her to be work optional.
Yeah.
She loves sales, but if she ever came home and said, man, these people are driving me nuts. My hair's falling out. I'm stressed out. There's microaggressions going on. I don't love it. I want to be able to say, well, quit. Well, hold on. Let's get some better medical insurance. Let's transfer to another company, right? But I want to be able to say, don't worry about it. I don't want to be dependent upon her. That's just not how I was raised, right? So I think for men, that's what we want. Most women want to be work optional. Even women that make 7 and 8 figures, they want the option to work.
Yeah.
Right? I work if I want to.
The option.
Right.
Yeah, we want the option.
Yeah, and so when that doesn't seem realistic, it becomes, a problem. So Mecca and I actually sit down. We learned this from some friends. They said, no, we sit and talk business. We went over to eat dinner. And they put out a whiteboard right after dinner. I said, y'all serious? Y'all really do this? This is a little bit much. As they were sitting up there talking, I was like, we definitely need to incorporate this.
If that blessed you, trust me, you've only scratched the surface. There's so much more wisdom, truth, and transformation waiting in the full conversation. Click the link in the caption below to watch the entire interview. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode of Vault Empowers Talks.